Where do you see real impact happening, or what will the impact look like, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a remarkable timing in an election year, in a census year, which is something else we've got the center right now. So I think that stuff is happening. I'm appreciative of the networks and tables that have been built. Again, you talk about, of course, the Fellowship of Reconciliation, the Movement for Black Lives, the Color Change, others who are doing national work and mobilizing the Black Church PAC to help to put a moral voice and face on this. I do think you're right that we have, and we've got to follow those who have done early work in digital organizing in order to be able to do that. The moral voice work, though, that folks like the Fellowship are doing, Sojourners are doing, the Proctor Conference are doing, the Children's Defense Fund at another level doing around advocacy and framing. I think what we need is a way to bring that piece together, because messaging will be as important. It always perhaps has been, but messaging, and particularly moral messaging, will be as important as mobilization work.
Right.
And I say that because we can't get together and touch as much.
Exactly.
So the power and clarity of virtual and digital messaging is much more important now than it ever has been.
In the midst of all this pain and suffering, what do you hope people can take away from it when we finally get out of this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Christian pastor, and for me, what this feels like to me, I mean, I think we because of the elements of mourning and because of the reality of the pieces around health, and because we have been separated from one another, the prevailing image for me is healing. Healing, speaking to coming together, healing, thinking about Jesus' stories where he's not, those who read those biblical narratives where part of what he's doing when he talks about when he heals a leper, he's not curing necessarily, not all of a sudden that their skin is made pure, but rather they've been isolated from community, and the disconnection from community is that which needs to be reconnected. And when he touches them, that is the healing, because they are reconnected to community. So there are elements where we're talking about what it means to come back together as an element of healing. There is this health crisis that we're trying to return and rebound from that speaks to healing. There is the grief and melancholy that has set in for us, whether we have lost somebody specifically, so we're grieving them, or the melancholy of depression that comes from the mental health reality of us being cloistered in our homes, stir crazy, where we started our conversation, that's healing with that. So for me, there's something, the prevailing piece is about healing the land. If there's a message for me, then it's about healing the land, which has to do with restoring community, which has to do with expanding care to all people, which has to do with mobilizing nationally and across the board to make us something that is better than we were before. So if I had to kind of tag a message on it, it's really about how we heal the land. And healing for a nation is not, again, it's not curing, it's about restructuring. So that's that, again, what's the vision for recovery? And quite frankly, what is this, if you kind of go to Barber, right? What does a third reconstruction look like? And after this kind of death and death tolls that we will be able to count with wars that we have seen before, perhaps it's appropriate to talk about reconstruction.